What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about why I am getting Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, eventually. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a different kind of video. I have done some extensive YouTube viewing of so many different, by the way, some phenomenal JRPG channels out there that I did not know existed until probably like the last couple days. Shout out, by the way, to David Vink RPGs, who I feel like might be my favorite of the entire group. Seems like a great guy and just nonstop covers these things. Look, I'm coming at this game from a place of great unknown. I think that gets me, well, it does get me very excited. Maybe it makes it a little bit odd for people watching me, but I know very, very little about the original game. I never played it, and this is much like I made a video for Trails in the Sky. This is that jumping on point, for this franchise. And I mentioned it with Trails, where it's like that's such a daunting franchise and one that I know I'll love. And I really have the exact same mindset. Both of those games are two peas in a pod. I can feel it in my soul, and I'm, all jokes aside, like I'm being genuine here. I can feel it that I'm gonna love this game just from everything I've seen, and I've watched, even though I have never played the original, and I would say up until like a month or two ago, didn't really even pay too much attention to this game. I have watched, again, countless videos and really tried to do as much research as possible to kind of understand like what the original game was kind of in the first place, but to see what is going on here, to see, two different ways of playing it, right? Kind of a little bit more of a enhanced original version, and then also what you would consider like a remastered version, right, of the game. And honestly, I might have to play both of those because I've never gotten that original experience. So to kind of get that, and then also to get what, they're selling you on, like the main point of this game is probably to sell you on this new version that they've been cooking up. But I am so unbelievably hyped. I really am. Like, I'm not a big tactical guy, to be honest with you, but I highly respect those games. I guess I'm trying to say I respect the genre, and I feel like it's one that you give me one, and I'm ready to jump in. Like I'm capable of doing it. I just need a game that's in that genre that I'm slightly interested in, and this is the game. It really is. The art style looks so unbelievably good, and you think back to the original. I've seen plenty of videos of the original game. That looked great. This looks great. I've heard so much about the story in terms of how much people love it, in terms of it being one of the most like well-told stories out there, but without knowing what the story actually is. I've had a nice little kind of, like way of just hearing, oh, everybody loves it. Everybody respects it. It's kind of like this golden standard, and it's a golden standard for like a tactical, JRPG. But then also I don't, like I've only seen so much, I watched maybe like 10 different people preview this game, whether it was at like a PAX or Square Enix invited them to something, and everybody kind of got to play, at least in my viewership and me trying to like look at everything, seems like everybody got to play the exact same thing. So all these snippets that I've seen so far of this game feels like just the very beginning. I think the main kind of demo people were able to play is like the opening, and they were able to play like a slightly later on in the game fight, and like that's it. So like I don't know anything about mid game. I don't know how insane these battles get like towards the end. I don't know nothing, and I'm excited about that. And I don't know. This might come off as weird, but this is genuine excitement from me. Okay, and hopefully you can tell. Like, there's not a lot of games that I actually can do this with. That's one thing that I don't even know if I've told myself that. I cover so many games that I'm into so many of them. But games like this, and like I say, with Trails, and, Dragon Quest is another one. Dragon Quest VII looks so unbelievably good. I know next to nothing about that franchise. There's not a lot of franchises I can say that about, and that's not boosting my ego. That's saying, like, there's some weak spots in my gaming history, and there's some spots that need to be filled in, and this is one where everything looks good. It's a great price, at least to me. I know the price has made people angry. I think there's a subsection of the audience and the fandom that is not really happy with what's going on. I think from my perspective, it's a way of playing it that's very easy. It's very not that like the game is easy. I'm saying like it's just a streamlined way for a new person that's got no idea what they're doing. Me, right? I'm like the target audience in this case, to be able to jump in, and this is the game that you get, right? Somebody tells you, okay, you need to play this game, and then I say, great, how do I do it? If you tell me, well, you have to play like this version, then there was like that remastered version, like the War of the Lions or whatever, like you try to tell me these things, you're going to lose me in like 5 seconds. But to tell me, well, there's this thing and it's $50 and you can play it kind of like the original, and then you can kind of play this enhanced version. You just tell me that and you point me in the right direction, and then you give me time. Now, the reason I titled this video the way I did, and I've been very honest with this even with Trails as well, these are games that they deserve time, okay? They deserve my attention. And I think, honestly, they probably deserve anybody's attention when they actually buy the game, right? You're not buying it to kind of just have it be playing in the background or something stupid, right? So with all that being said, there are some games that I'm prioritizing when they actually come out. And some of those I'm actually doing it just by length. I'm really excited for Digimon, but that game seems like a beast, right? A game like this, a game like Trails, that's 80, 90 hours. So what I'm going to do, and why I call this why I'm getting it, but I'm going to get it eventually, for a long time I've said this is a Black Friday game for me. This is a game, I'm cool with the price. I will buy this game for the retail price right now at Black Friday, if that's the price, okay? Nothing will stop me at that point, because where I'm at right now is I know I can't give this game the time it deserves. This game deserves my undivided attention, and coming out, September 30th, I cannot do that. Ghost of Yotei comes out a few days later, Silent Hill F comes out a few days before, you got Battlefield, you got Little Nightmares, you get so many games in October that I'm really excited for, and some of the, again, depending on length of time and stuff like that, these games just don't fit Trails and Final Fantasy. So I want to give it the time it deserves, and November and December largely is empty. There's a couple games, but it's not nearly as full for me. So that's my plan. It's such an odd video, and I mean, I like making odd videos, so I guess it fits the bill here, but this is like a day one buy. There is no doubt in my mind this gets my money, and this will get my money when, I guess it's weird to say it, this will get my money when I give my money. Does that make, but I'm going to get this game for Black Friday, whether it's $50, maybe I get it cheaper. Ideally that would be nice, right? Get it a couple $10 cheaper just by waiting, and then that's when I play it, right? That November, December time, even January is not very full for gaming either. Times that I can actually dedicate to playing the game. But yeah, my excitement has risen. Is that the right word? It's risen quite a bit. It really has, because again, I saw the trailer and I was so impressed, and I've always heard kind of loose things about it, but I've never paid too much attention. Again, it's a weak spot in my arsenal, and the trailer looks so good, and man, in the past, I'd say 2 weeks, I have watched so many, and again, kind of fallen in love with some of these. There's some really, really great creators out there that just cover the Trails games, the Dragon Quest, the Final Fantasy, all these stuff. There's some people that just do that, and there's some really talented ones, to be honest with you. So I've gotten to see how they do things. I've gotten so much kind of knowledge on what's being changed and all this stuff, and just the previews that people are doing for this stuff. So I'm so excited for this game, and honestly, by almost association, I've gotten excited for things like Dragon Quest. I've gotten more excited for Trails, even though I also skipped that, and I'm getting that for Black Friday as well. Those really 3 games have the build is getting higher and higher, even though Trails is already out and Final Fantasy is about to be out. I'm getting more excited by the day for all of them. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.